So one of the legal mechanisms of relief you can use if a parent is withholding a child during the summer possession periods, and I should say the longer extended periods, like Christmas. You can't really do it for Thanksgiving or spring break because you really need to allow about 2 weeks. But this legal mechanism of relief, it's called a habeas corpus. And I've had to use a habeas corpus several times. And so I'm going to share my experience with you. I'm going to tell you just a little bit about what a habeas corpus is and how to use it. If your child is being retained in violation of that court order and you are to have superior rights of possession to that child, then you can file a habeas corpus. So habeas corpus pretty much means bring the body before the court. When you file a habeas corpus, okay, so before we start, we got to know a little bit about what a habeas corpus is. So you're going to find a habeas corpus. If you're here in the state of Texas, it's in the Texas Constitution, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 12, and it states habeas corpus. The writ of habeas corpus is a writ of right and shall never be suspended. The legislator shall enact laws to render the remedy speedy and effectual. And I didn't write it. Someone wrote it back in 1876, and it's been there ever since. So this is a right that you have, the writ of habeas corpus. And you use that writ of habeas corpus anytime your liberty is being restrained. And your liberty interest is your child. So if somebody is restraining your child from being in your possession, you can use this. You can't use it first, third, and fifth, because it's such a short time. But on the longer periods of possession and for custodial parents, it works really well. Non-custodial parents can only pretty much use it maybe on Christmas if you do it fast enough, and summer possessions. But the habeas corpus, it's real simple. It's not really hard. It's a real simple hearing. It's a real short hearing. The judge just needs to know who is supposed to be in possession of that child. Usually when you file this petition for a habeas corpus and then you supply the writ, I have always put the controlling order as my first exhibit, because that's all the judge needs to see is which order is controlling. And the judge is just going to make a simple determination who has superior right to possession of that child. And so if that parent has the child and they're not supposed to, again, from my experiences, what I have seen judges hold that parent in direct contempt until that child shows up to the courtroom. With me and my habeas corpuses, they work. But again, it's real easy. They just look at the controlling order and decide who is to have superior right of possession of that child. Welfare issues come up, allegations come up, but I kept them because this judge and that habeas corpus hearing isn't for merits, isn't for an argument. It's just to define who is supposed to have the child at that certain time. So again, you can't use it as a non-custodial parent on first, third, and fifth, because one, you have to file it, two, you have to serve it, set a date for it. And from my experiences, you really need about 2 weeks to effectuate that, to be very fast. But you can't do it over the weekend. It just doesn't work that way. I think there's some angles we can challenge that, but for now, just for the purposes of this video, the habeas corpus is a legal mechanism of relief to obtain your child if the other parent is retaining the child in violation of the controlling court order. And again, the judge is only there to find out who has superior right of possession of that child. So Think about a habeas corpus. You have some more questions, feel free to inbox me. I'm not an attorney, but I'll point you in the right direction. And again, always refer to your Texas Constitution, the Family Code, but Texas Constitution, Article 1, Bill of Rights, Section 12, talks about the habeas corpus, shall not be suspended. Hope I was able to help you out. Thanks for watching.